Hello Tulay, thank you very much for joining me here on Geek Hero. It's an absolute pleasure to see you. How are you today?
I'm very good, thank you, Andy, and it's a pleasure to be on your show. It's so much fun. So I watch them sometimes. So it's great. So I thought, yeah, let's do this. Why not? It's cool.
Excellent,
Thank you
excellent.
for asking me, by the way.
You're
That's so
welcome.
kind.
I'm a really big fan. I mean, I know that over the years you've won a couple of the Goblin Paint competitions, haven't
Yeah,
you? And
I did.
I've been following you on Twitter when I was on Twitter for about two
Hmm.
years, and the work that you do is absolutely lovely. But what I would love to know is how did you get into miniature painting in the first place, please?
At first, I didn't was did this big in miniatures actually.
Hmm.
Actually, I was only did know the lore with Dungeons and Dragons, and I had a lot of fun with World of Warcraft and other games. But as a digital designer, I was following Michael Mordor because I loved his work
Hmm.
very much and I saw that he was building up a company. So I thought, well, as a digital designer, I can help him out. As first, I was helping him with designing just. I gave him a new design as a goblin, so I sent him that.
Hmm.
And he was very pleased with it. And then I thought, yeah, I can also help him out with his logo for his company. So I did that, and he was so pleased with it. So what he did, he sent me my first miniature set.
Oh, cool.
So I started following him, and it was from Warhammer actually. And I painted them, and it was my first time. And actually, I was in shock how well I painted them for the first time. So after that, I started following Michael, and he said, "Please, with the note, don't ever stop painting." And well, from that, I started to pay more and more and more and more and more, and now I'm building out. I also have like somebody who loves my work also,
Hmm.
Gold Air, and he has sent a lot of miniatures for me to paint, so he's one of my biggest Patreons, so that's epic.
Yes.
And in the meanwhile, when I paint miniatures, doesn't matter for who or for what, I really put my soul in them because I really enjoy how they look like and what they're standing for. And I know maybe on the tabletop you just see one creature or 100. Still, those little creatures to me or enemies or whatever, they have like the little stories to tell, and that's why I put too much details in them because I love them so much. It's like, yeah, it's so cool. And I can show you the
Yeah.
first epic dragon that I won a big
Wow.
award for. That's this one.
I've seen
Um,
pictures of this and I can't get over how big it is. It is enormous.
it is, and the stand is also very big, and I
Wow.
loved it. The only part actually of the stand is just the stone,
Hmm.
a little bit, because the rest I created myself. I can tell you, look, it's been clayed. I'm designing myself, and yeah, there is so much. I also have Mother. I forgot her name. I do know Mother.
Mother something.
Oh,
We can always find
yeah.
out and we'll add it to the video.
Well, she is also from Reaper Miniatures,
Yes.
and the other one also. And, well, this one is also very cool. Her stand was very, very small. I can show it. It's hardly to see because I made the rest with foam.
All right.
So it would fit more. And also the stepping stones. I would try to make them exactly the same like the ones underneath her. And well,
So it's
because
not just the mini that you paint, it's the base and
the base,
everything.
everything. Also, it's hard to see, but I put little diamonds in there in the go. Oh, here you see
Oh
one.
yeah, I can see them. They're coming up quite well on the cam.
There, yeah. What I did actually, I had like fake jewelry, and I removed them out of fake jewelry and put them in the hole. So I thought it would be cool if you see the gold,
Yeah.
and then in between you saw little diamonds. So if the party was trying to kill her, and if she drops loot, you will get the gold, and you will get the diamonds. That was my idea for it.
That's really a good idea
So
because, like I say, when you're playing Dungeons and Dragons and the party kills like a wolf,
yeah,
obviously the wolf isn't going to be carrying around 50 gold coins.
no, exactly. So that's why I turned. The thing is, the story behind her is like she lives so long on the ground.
Hmm.
She uses like materials in the ground to protect herself.
Hmm.
So what I did is I thought it would be cool if I give her more items. So if she would drop something, that would be it, like the gold and the diamonds. Because she's so big, it would take a few days maybe to get her down. I don't know how if somebody would set it up. I'm no dungeon master. I just love to paint them. So that's how I did those.
That's wonderful.
Um, yeah, it's so much fun to do that. Yeah, also I'm crazy about Lord of the Rings. I really love them. So I have this tiny undead. Oh, it's
Oh,
hard to see.
no, he's coming out really well.
Yeah, all right, perfect.
Yeah.
And he is also from Ripper Miniatures. And I thought it was so much fun to paint him as Legolas because he looks like
He
Legolas.
does.
He got the blonde hair. He has almost the same clothes.
Hmm.
So I thought it is asking for it to paint him like
How
that.
did you do the bowstring? Because I can see the string on the bow.
Oh, actually, it's very easily. If you have like what's it called strings to make your clothes,
Hmm. A thread, yeah.
I use a thread and I turn it around. I knot it and I knot it down as well. I try to make it as real as possible, like a real bow. So
Yeah.
I looked up how they string them up.
Uh-huh.
So most of the time they turn it a lot around and then
So
make it tight and then turn it around again. So that's what I
lovely
did.
detail that you've put in that. I
Yeah.
mean, I can see the face as well. The undead face. It's brilliant.
Oh,
I
that's so
absolutely love
cool.
it.
I'm glad. And what I did, because I watched so many Lord of the Rings,
Hmm.
I tried to recreate the underfloor where he was like running around in Lord of the Rings, you
Hmm.
know, the New Zealand land with lots of rocks and all the grass. So, and that's a big passion what I do. I try to recreate the things that surrounds the miniature. I want to try to create the world that they in. At the moment, I was working on. Oh, you will love this. He's not finished yet. I'm
Okay.
still have to
This is
create
oh
stuff.
yes, the zombie shark.
The zombie shark, also from Reaper Miniatures. The Black Series. That thing is so detailed with the intestines and stuff.
Really,
It's
really gory as well. All the
yeah,
blood,
gory
big
and
chunks.
inside the nose. So I really try to look up how does a shark really looks like when he deteriorates. Actually, it's more white when you leave a shark. It's really disgusting,
Yeah.
actually. You become white. You don't see as much gore, but I know in movies and other people love to see gory shit like that. Sorry for saying
That's okay. That's okay.
I love it too. So if you, so I exaggerate it actually, but it needs to get more brown and more undead. He looks a bit too fresh, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna alter here and there some tweaks. So, but you only get the shark and not the underground. So
Hmm.
I had to create something for him,
Yes.
so you will believe in his world that he would be under
So
the sea.
yes, that would make sense. That would
Yeah,
make
I
sense.
still have to paint the rest. It's my little girl right away. She wanted to show up in the interview too.
She wants to be on
Hey, sweetie.
YouTube.
Did
Hiya.
you want? So I tried to recreate everything, and I thought it would be nice to also see a part that is see-through, so you really think he was swimming around, and not
Hmm.
like a stick or something. So I really tried very hard to recreate the ocean floor. I thought it would be cool, and you know it's hard to see, but I have little
Did you
skulls there and stuff.
did you make the ocean base yourself
Yeah, I made it
entirely?
out of. So I tried to recreate. I can show you what I used actually. Maybe it's also very interesting.
Yeah.
Let's see. I got it right here. Right. Let's see. What I used because you want to recreate all those little balls
Hmm.
in the sponge. So I have something here. Let's see. I fish it all out because I use a lot of this. Um, oh, let's see. This one was too big. Ooh, yeah, I got the tiny one. There you go. Alright, I have these little
Oh yeah,
shadows. Little,
sculpting tool.
yeah, and on the other side it's even smaller, but there are little round knobs, and these are the ones who are bigger. Actually, the smallest size of these
Mhm.
things.
Mhm.
And then I push them in the clay and makes bigger pushes and small pushes for the sponge
To give
really
it look
get
like a
those
sponge.
depths
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So I also try to, well, everything in there, what's it called? I'm sorry. You have like coral that look like brains, and you
Yeah,
have
braid
like
coral and
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. And I'm sorry, my Dutch is not working now.
It's okay.
I
It's
want
okay.
I
I'm
want to say there, but in
you
English
say no.
it's
It's okay. Say it in Dutch if you need
uh
to. That's perfectly fine.
it's a sea star.
See,
So
yeah,
yeah, sea
starfish.
star, starfish. Yes,
Starfish.
sorry, starfish. And I wanted to recreate some weird color coral that's like purple, but they have like cones, and
Mhm.
they also exhale this green stuff. I'm not gonna do that, but I thought it would be cool for again for D&D to think something around it. When
Mhm.
you have a miniature piece standing there, you want to have to believe it. It is really in the sea and is really attacking your other miniatures. So
I'm really looking forward to when
need
this is
to.
finished.
Yeah, me too. I really. So if it's finished, it will look like this. So it's a
Yeah,
real cool piece then.
very cool. Very
So.
cool.
So I really put my love into every miniature
Mhm.
I get, and that I love to create something for it. I don't know why I always do this. Like, oh, cool! I really get so attached to one miniature, and I'm like, oh, I drop my love for it, I think, and I want to create a whole world around it.
Mhm.
So, but sometimes you can't do that because you have like a lot of other
Well,
miniatures to do as well. But
and the thing is, I think we're not speed painters, so the fact
no.
that you spend the time and the effort, and like you say, your love and your soul,
Yeah.
it's appreciated a lot more. I remember a couple of weeks ago you did the bust of, I cannot remember her name, but
Yeah.
from Conan the Barbarian.
Valenta. No,
Valen,
Valeria. Yeah,
yeah,
Valeria. Sorry,
Valeria.
I'm sorry. That was from Conan the Barbarian. It was his wife, and I sent her to the owner.
Hmm.
And, or else I would love to show her now. But yeah,
She
she was amazing.
she was
I know.
beautiful, and it's just like the movie. And I'd seen the movie not too long ago because obviously me and you play Conan with the
Yeah.
other guys as well.
So much fun. I really wanted to put her into the miniature.
Mhm.
So what I did, when I was a kid, I saw Conan the Barbarian myself. But I thought later on I saw it a few times more. But when I got her in my hands, it's like, all right, I have to put up pictures of her
Mhm.
so I get more into this character and see how her hair looks and her eyes. And I went even further to go into her comics, and I really try to recreate this character into this. I really put my heart and soul into it, and also the character's heart and soul, so she becomes more real. Especially, I think it's very important the eyes. The eyes
Yes.
say everything. If you have crooked eyes like looking like that, it won't work. People will more laugh at it.
Yeah.
But I also thought it was very important to have like small items like her boucher
Mhm.
really have the leathery feel. So it was really shiny at one point, but the fur is very let's see, not that shiny, but more
Matte, matte,
yeah,
like a matte
matte.
finish. Yeah.
Match, yeah, and but the eyes and the lips should be shiny, so I thought make that shiny as well. But
I
for
remember the eyes and the lips. It was the lips that really
yeah,
drew my attention to the model because they
yeah,
were so glossy.
yeah, and I used a very naughty trick. I want to show
Oh.
you. All right. Normally I use like vanish, yeah, gloss.
Mhm.
That's what you use. But at one point when I put it on, to me as a girl, I wanted to have it more shiny. It's like, it's not shiny. It is just a little bit shiny, when I put a matte nail polish on. So I wanted to have really, really shiny. So I do something very, very naughty. You only
Okay.
have to wait until the paint is dry. When the paint is dry, you put this on.
What is this?
This is nail polish gloss. It makes your nail polish gloss makes more glossy.
I've got makeup brushes in that unit behind me there. So, and I
It
obviously I don't
works.
use makeup that often.
No, it's
But
brilliant. I have them too. It also for dry brushing.
mm,
The bigger brushes, and I don't know what it is, but these hairs are a little bit more finer than the ones I use. I use even the real, like the army ones. They're
yeah,
perfect. But for the bigger, harder work, I use these brushes,
they're the
and it
best.
works fine.
Yeah.
They're the best. And for dry painting, if I make a mistake, I grab this one and like, oh, remove, and it works fine, and you don't see a thing. It's
Mm,
perfect. I know there are no things as mistakes, but I'm a nitpicker.
yes. Well, I know, like I said, the work that you do is absolutely beautiful. I have been a massive fan for many years.
Oh,
Um,
thank you so much. It's
I'm just
amazing.
really happy to be able to talk to you and have this conversation with you. So it's wonderful.
It's my pleasure, and I really enjoy every moment of it with my miniatures and how I paint them and what I do with them and how they make them look. So it's very, very important.
Mhm.
But I think also for others, it's very
Yeah.
important to know how you do it and when you explain it. I think it makes them also very happy.
I before we had the interview, I was having a look at your website, and I also had a look at your Patreon as well. You've got quite a few tiers available for more patrons, haven't you?
Yeah,
'Cause,
I
um,
have.
and Dutch waffles.
Um, Dutch waffles. Yeah, what I did, I send out Dutch waffles. Actually, I next time when I finish my characters, I also have to send out those Dutch waffles again.
Hmm.
People enjoy Dutch waffles a lot. I send them to Michael as well, and he went complete crazy. I send out to other friends on the internet some
Hmm.
Dutch waffles. I don't know what it is, but they are, for most people, extremely, extremely good. um, I ate them a lot when I was younger, but now I don't do that anymore because when you get older, you get big.
Yes, I know. I know. I'm a lot fatter now.
So I know. So once a while, I take my Dutch waffles, but those things have magic. I don't know. It's
I think
fun.
I'm going to be signing up to your Patreon this
Oh,
payday.
it's
So,
so
because I mean, not only do we get miniatures, but we also get Dutch waffles, which is fantastic. And
that's so true. You get Dutch waffles, and yeah, and a lot of love, what I
yeah,
try to do
well,
into my work.
you know, it's my ambition to try and get one miniature from every one of the Goblins of Mordor. So
Yeah.
you're going to have a new Patreon this month. Trust me, it'll be me.
Oh, that would be cool. I love to send one to you, even if you're not a patron. You can send out your email. I would love
Oh
to
no, I'm
send
definitely sending
one
up,
of.
definitely signing up for a
Uh,
Patreon. Thank you.
that is so amazing and kind.
Thank you.
I thought maybe as a thank you for this, I really enjoyed the interview a lot.
No, you're doing me a favor. That's the way I always see it.
No, I really enjoy everybody as well. The community that makes it
Hmm.
even better. I never had a community like this. This is everybody's amazing, kind.
Yes.
Everybody's amazing, friendly, but also very helpful. It's bizarre how helpful everybody is and try to
Yes.
explain how everything works. And nobody is afraid of showing that. And that way it makes it also more fun because all the kindness and the happiness and when people are friendly you understand one another even better.
Hmm.
And also with the miniatures, like, that's no problem, show me what you got, and we will try to explain how it works or how you can paint that. It's fun to do.
Yeah,
Or also with the footer, most people were afraid because of the air dry clay,
yeah, air drying clay.
that it will break. Well, this one I have like for now almost 2 years, and you see it's
Perfect.
still very, very bad. Yeah, little stones are in there because on top of it, I put stones in there. I try to recreate the world again, like New Zealand. I
Hmm.
really like so.
You'll need to speak
Yeah.
to Annabelle because Annabelle's in New Zealand. Just tell her to go outside and fill up a bag
Oh,
and
she
send it to you.
needs. She if you, I know. I hope she went to Mount Doom.
Hmm.
Mount Doom has in New Zealand a very different name. I cannot say the name
I
because the
yeah.
name is so big, and I really, really know I'm gonna say it wrong.
No, it's okay.
But I don't remember it anymore. It was really that big. It was an extraordinary name
Mm.
that Mount Doom has in real
Has
life.
so the
Yeah,
indigenous
no,
people have named it.
yeah, it's a Maori name, and it's very hard to pronounce, and I don't want to get
Mm.
anybody angry or mad.
No, no, it's probably best.
Yeah, probably best I'm not saying it, but it's amazing how it looks because in real life, Mount Doom is of course not a giant volcano that's erupting all the time,
Mhm.
but the way how it looks is extraordinary. The little stones, actually, it's everything what you want to see in your miniatures.
Mhm.
The way of the rocks, it looks threatening when you have like evil characters and stuff like that. So that keeps. If you want to have inspirations, that is brilliant. Also
Yeah.
for giant spiders or creepy
Yes.
stuff.
Yes, you sent me some
So.
pictures of spiders as well. So
Oh,
I'm not.
those,
I'm not going to
yes.
put them on the screen because some people, some of the viewers might not appreciate spiders.
Yeah.
So we're not going to put them on
Oh,
the screen.
no, no. For don't worry. Those are fun to do. I also used a lot of different things. Oh, one moment. Oh, hey, sweetie. Uh, different things to make them even more
Mhm.
scary. I used other spiders um, to look at and put those on the miniatures. I mix and matched like tunnel web spiders and
Mhm.
normal spiders, so it gets more creepy. I really like to make them like different colors, but they are less creepy when you have the actual colors of a
Yeah.
real spider. When you got them on the table, people, and you hold them, you see the little eyes, googly eyes in the cave that you made, and one popping out and the others on top, and you have them on your real D&D table. I think most people will start, all right, I'm not going to play anymore, and that's fine. And that is something that you want with your miniatures. Like, what did you brought on the table now? That's just no, not tonight. That's not what I signed for. And that makes, you get the little kid back. And I think
Yeah.
for every miniature, that's important to bring out the fun and to make it more, yeah, explore that world and
It's
get
yeah.
into it.
It's very good to be able to immerse yourself in the role playing.
Yeah.
And one part of it is telling the story, but the other part is visualizing what's
Yeah.
on the table in front of you. And
And when you get the feeling that you were there, then it's
mhm,
perfect. So yeah,
that's wonderful.
that's makes it brilliant. Yeah, me too. That's brilliant. So
And you,
that
sorry,
yeah, go
no, you go
ahead.
ahead.
No, I only want to say it makes me always feel happy because I know that I reach people on a good way when they are more immersed with those characters to
Yes,
get more into the game. So.
yes. And you've been lucky enough to come to the United Kingdom to visit Michael as well, haven't you?
Yes, I did. This have been a while actually, 1.5 years or something
Hmm.
to get my award. Yes, that was so cool. I picked it up myself, and that was brilliant. It was so much fun to see Michael and Claire and to join them with dinner and having some fun. That was really, really extraordinary. Yeah, in a way, he is my maestro actually. He is my teacher,
Hmm.
and I follow him and. I also am his Patreon and still following him after all those years. So, yes, it's gladly. I love it, and it's so much fun, and I love the community, and that makes it all good and fun.
Hopefully, when the lockdown and the
Oh,
coronavirus
yeah.
ends, we'll all be able to see each other again. But I think we're
That,
hoping to do it in the Mighty Lancer Games' shop next year. And that won't be too
that
far
would
for
be
you. I think you
epic.
can get a ferry from Netherlands to
Yes,
Hull, so that would be nice
yes.
for you.
That would be epic, actually. I would love that. to see everybody, to give everybody a hug, and to bring those Dutch waffles with me.
Don't forget the
Don't,
Dutch waffles.
don't forget the Dutch waffles. No, and when everybody has some coffee or tea,
Hmm.
we will bring out the waffles and give everybody one. So that would be fun. Yeah, I would love that. That would be great. So that would be an epic meetup. That would be like the biggest convention for me, actually. Or yeah, there's one convention that I want to love to see as well, but that's the Star Wars convention.
Hmm.
But also for the lockdown,
I
it's
think
not
I,
gonna happen.
because we follow each other on Facebook, I think I've seen some of your pictures at Star Wars conventions.
Yeah, I
You
really
are
enjoy
a
that too.
huge geek.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm really into all the
Hmm.
movies um, and into the world that creates things like that. So it's Dark Crystal. I really enjoyed the
Mm,
new series as well. I love the old cartoon. No, not the cartoon, the old movie that
movie,
was
yeah.
playing. And that was brilliant. I loved it. Actually, why I said cartoon is most other, because it was so new for that age,
Yes.
cartoons and even in World of Warcraft items like the big birds, the scary ones, they're also made in those
Yeah.
worlds. So
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I saw the first from Dark Crystal and stuff like that. So cool.
I was a
Right.
big fan of the movie, but I've not seen the TV show yet.
Oh, I really recommend it, and
I should.
also the making of.
Hmm.
The making of is like a mind-blowing thing, especially when you're a miniature painter. They show actually everything is really built. The
Mm.
characters are really built, and how they do it. It's like a big miniature all
Yes, yes,
over.
it is. It is.
So that's why I watched it as well. I watched it not just only to see a lot of sci-fi or stuff like that, but more as inspiration that I can use and how to build it and how to make it. That's so brilliant. That really gives me more pleasure in work than say, oh, that's how they do it,
Hmm.
or that's how they made it, or oh, I think I can do that. And when they're building that, or you see how they are molding a character, it's like, ooh, that is something maybe for in the future I would love to try to do, but that's hard.
There's so much inspiration I see as well. It's like I'd love to use latex and silicon to make my own stuff,
Yeah.
but I'm not there yet.
No, it's also building up and building up your
Hmm.
ideas by step. You're getting there, but it takes time.
Yes.
And exploring this world is one big adventure for me because I learn a lot of people, and a lot of people are so amazing, kind. So it brought me even more things. It brought me a lot of friends over
Yes.
the internet.
Me too. Me
So
too.
that's extraordinary. So, and that brings me also a lot of joy to others when you get my miniatures or the other way around. So
I'll be
it's just
looking
fun.
forward to when I get a miniature from you. It'll go on my shelf, my
Oh,
Goblins and Mordor shelf.
so cool. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
One last question,
Go
and
ahead.
it's as you've been painting miniatures for some time now, what
Yeah.
advice would you give someone who wants to get into miniature painting?
Start.
Just, yeah.
Um, just start with a kit. I think that's the best thing to do. When you buy a kit, they also have these explain cards,
Hmm.
how you can paint them. And if it is not looking the best, like your favorite person who paints miniatures or whatever, that you are a fan of, don't stop there. Get another one, and try first the small ones, and also from the Reaper miniature ones, because it's important that you paint your own details,
Hmm.
and you can add them later and later and later. And when you are expanding, you are learning, so that way you will get better, and don't let you stop by anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's all along the way. When I started out, I was not as, when I look at my older miniatures, I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Maybe I should do this again, and I think I can do it better. So it's a good learning way as well. If you don't see yourself improving throughout your miniatures, you know you're not learning.
Hmm.
So I think it's very important to see what you are evolving into.
Oh,
So don't
absolutely.
stop. Don't ever stop. Just buy yourself a kit, the easy one, the cheap ones, with few paints to explain how it works, and then try it out. If you have the feeling, all right, this is something for me, and I would take next time more time for it, then it's your hobby. Don't
Hmm.
ever stop. That's my advice.
Thank you very much, Tulay. It's been an
You're welcome.
absolute pleasure speaking to you today.
Yeah, you too.
And I know we're going to be talking again later on in the Goblins of Mordor, but thank
Yeah.
you ever so much and take care.
Hey, have a
Bye.
nice day. Bye bye. See you
Bye.
soon. Bye.